Sendler once said, "People can be divided into good or bad. Their race, religion, and nationality don't matter." You may have never heard of her, but she was one of the thousands of stories that were lost during the Holocaust. She was a social worker that helped save kids from the Warsaw Ghetto. Irina's life empowers us to stand up against injustice and use innovation and leadership to make a difference. I've spent a lot of time these past few weeks learning about her, and I'm deeply motivated by her courage and want others to know her story and to share her legacy. Now that you know a little more, let's look into her bravery that defined her life. Her courage to act when others was what really inspired me. Written in a biography about her life in 2021, someone said, putting themselves at great risk, she and about 24 of her colleagues set out to save as many Jewish children from death as possible in the ghetto or deportation to concentration camps. Irina and others risked their lives, and they knew that the risk was going to be worth the reward. They used their pre-war jobs, which were social workers and sanitation inspectors, to get into the camps. They knew the punishment for helping Jewish children ranged from brutal beatings to execution, but that didn't stop them from using their courage and compassion. They did not want to let the children continue to suffer in the camps. And then a quote published by DYAN CEO Harun Mansour wrote in 2023, "Despite being arrested and brutally tortured and sentenced to death by the Gestapo in 1943, Sendler didn't reveal any information about the children she saved or her collaborators. After unimaginable pain, she didn't betray her morals, and she knew that her hope was stronger than her fear. Courage goes beyond taking action. It means standing strong about what you believe and when to risk it." Her courage is what drove Irina to help the children, but it was her innovativeness and leadership that made a lasting difference. Next, her innovativeness to help save 2,500 children. Also from her biography in 2021, they had several ways of smuggling them out of the ghetto. Some were carried out in caskets or potato sacks, and others were left in ambulances or snuck out through underground tunnels. Showing her creativity in face of danger, she was able to come up with multiple methods that all used careful planning. She knew that innovation didn't always mean new things. It meant working around and coming up with new solutions. From an obituary that was written in 2008, when German police came to arrest her in 1943, an assistant managed to hide the slips, which Sendler later buried in a jar under an apple tree in an associate's yard. Some 2,500 names were recorded. The jar of names was a symbol of hope. It was hope for the children's futures and also their families that came after them. She knew when her life was in danger, she didn't want to put anybody else at risk, and that inspired others to help protect the records and the kids. Her leadership and innovation helped save 2,500 lives and shape history, and the legacy that she created continues to inspire people today. Also from the legacy she left, Harun Mansour also wrote in 2023, "Irina Sendler's life was an incredible display of courage, resilience, and conviction. Her story serves as a powerful reminder that even in the bleakest circumstances, human courage and determination can bring about profound change. Her influence goes beyond the lives that she saved. It will continue to inspire people to act, and resilience reminds us that moral strength always outlasts fear and hatred. And she left us with a legacy that encourages us to act as she did." And lastly, from Life in a Jar, the Irina Sendler's Project. They said, "The mention of Irina was in a story called Other Schindlers. Only one website on the internet mentioned Irina. It was not until students visited Poland in 2001 that Irina's story became known to the world. Up until the early 2000s, her story was another one that was lost. She ended up building a beautiful life and living to 98, but it wasn't until these students from Kansas decided that they found out about her and that they needed to know everything about her. They ended up going to Poland and interviewing her, and they wanted everybody to know what she did. Her rediscovery serves as a hope that through everyone acting with compassion and bravery, that her story was once lost, now she lives on as a powerful reminder that one's courage can truly change the world. Ultimately, her legacy lives around us every day and reminds us to act with courage, even in seemingly simple times. She empowers us to stand up with compassion and strength and fight against injustice. She had the courage to act when others wouldn't, using leadership and innovative thinking to save thousands and create a legacy that will never be forgotten. Her story teaches us to always show up, even in the hardest of times, and that giving your compassion can end up changing the world.